I mean, see, 2 lakhs is bloody lot of money. Yeah? It's a lot of
Right. Yeah.
in India. So, if someone is making that money through betting apps, whatever, after a point, they won't care about it. So, for us, it feels that what they're doing is not correct. But once you start doing it, it's
There's
like
no end.
it's like we will sit here and today say robbing a bank is very bad. You should not do it. But someday, just in case we end up doing it and we make millions of dollars from robbing a bank, probably we might like it. But is it correct? It's not correct.
Hello and welcome back to today's podcast. And we have a very special guest with us. That is Mr. Vikas Rachamalla. He doesn't need an introduction at all. All right. And today's podcast is going to be a little bit different because the topic is a little bit spicy. So the topic for today's podcast is the reality of motovlogging in India. So before we start, we have a very small introduction about Mr. Vikas, and he stands as an icon within the motorcycle community. He's a titan of entrepreneurship. His pioneering efforts in motovlogging have not only propelled him to forefront of the biking world, but have also served as a catalyst for the widespread adoption of the practice of passionate motorcycling. So, as a proud representative of India on numerous international platforms, he has elevated our nation's standing within the global biking community. And trust me, everyone, it's a very big thing. So, let's start and let's
Absolutely,
try
let's
to
start.
unravel a lot of truths. So, the first part of this podcast, we are going to talk about the growth of Indian motovlogging. So, remember the initial days when you started motovlogging in India, and I still remember your first video, which was of the R1, and it was spitting flames, I think.
Correct.
Yes. So that's how it started. And let's talk about the growth of Indian motovlogging, how it started initially when the original motovloggers like you and Augie Fernandez and Zohair Ahmad, you guys started it. So you are one of the pillar of motovlogging in India.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. That was a lovely introduction. Means a lot.
Thank you.
So now we are going back to 10 years ago. Well
Yes.
over 10 years ago, as a matter of fact, the year that I'm talking about is 2013 here. Okay. And I had bought my first superbike in the year 2012, the Yamaha R1. Fortunately, I had experience with superbikes and big motorcycles because of my mentor. He had many motorcycles that time. But I bought my first superbike in the year 2012. And I was riding her on the highways, and it felt absolutely beautiful. Uh, at that point, I thought I should be able to record this and show it to my friends who live in other places. So that time we had never even heard of what a GoPro was, correct? And
Exactly.
I was thinking, I was trying to find ways to mount a cell phone onto my chest somewhere and record videos, like that also. But during that time, my mentor, he gave me a GoPro, uh, and that was GoPro Hero 2, I believe. And
Yes.
I put it onto my helmet. I went for a ride on the highway, and those days the traffic was probably 70% lesser than what it is today on the highways. And I got back home and I put that footage onto my laptop. And when I played it, I had a pleasant shock because it was like a Hollywood movie. I mean, that kind of POV was not even available in high budget films those days, at least in India. So it felt unbelievably good. And I started sharing those videos with my friends who lived in other states. And then thousands of people started to watch those videos. And I got surprised. I thought, I don't have thousands of friends. Where did this so many views come from? I only shared it with about 5 people or 10 people. But 3,000 views. How is this possible? Then I understood that there is a genre known as motorcycle video logging, which is practiced by people in other countries, uh,
Yes.
United States, United Kingdom, Australia. So then one of my friend told me that, because you have the opportunity to do it. You have an amazing motorcycle like the Yamaha R1, and you got a GoPro, and we started. So that time it was not about talking while we are riding. No, it was plain simple, uncut
Yeah.
videos where we would start riding, go for a ride, get back home and upload the videos. So that is how it started.
That's how you started this in India. And it's a very big thing. Like, I mean, 10 years later, in today's time, so, the internet, the spread of the internet has become very cheap right now.
Right.
And almost every like kid or some people of all ages, they have internet access to internet, and because of that things have changed in today's time. Don't you agree with that?
Absolutely. There are good things, not so good things. During those years, I'm talking about 2013, 14, 15, 16, even till 17, before Geo started giving you almost free internet.
Yes.
During those days, like 2014, 15, I still remember on my cell phone, Airtel used to charge 600 rupees for, I think, 2 GB per month.
2 GB, yeah.
A month, 600 rupees.
Yes, and that used to last a month.
Yeah, it used to last a month. Yeah. So, uh, so people spending their data
Yeah.
and watching your videos on a cell phone was, a kind of a rich man's thing,
Yeah.
And even Wi-Fi was not cheap those days.
Yes, my phone was very expensive back then.
Yeah, 20 GB per month, 30 GB per month was about 1,400 rupees per month. It was, there was nothing called unlimited those days.
Correct. So
So
that's how things have changed now. It's a drastic change.
true. But, what happens is that when things become very accessible and cheap, economical, at that point, quality, the identification of quality goes down and quantity starts to increase.
Exactly what has happened.
True. So
Exactly.
this, you had to be extremely passionate about what you're doing, because we did not even know that you get paid from YouTube.
Okay,
I
that was
started
like,
making YouTube videos, and after about 2 months, I see I have a few $100 in my AdSense account. And
back then it was a lot, to be
yeah,
honest.
even now it's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
couple $100 is considerable amount of money in India. So I was surprised. Where did this money come from? And then I got to know YouTube actually pays you. Whatever money YouTube makes through advertising, they keep
Correct.
45% and they give you 55%. So
That is good. Good
yeah, that is
amount.
good. Absolutely, that is good. And of course, in India, we get very less compared to what you would get in USA or many Western countries. India, for an example, per 1,000 ads watched, probably we get $1. In United
Yes.
States, we get $6 to $7. So that's
So that's a lot of difference indeed.
correct, 6 to 7 times
But
more.
again, we have more internet users in India also, right now. I mean, in today's time, a lot of people, majority of the population have access to internet.
Correct.
And another thing I would like to add is that maybe 10 years back, uh, people used to use YouTube for mostly for infotainment, getting more information out of the internet. Internet was used for, I mean, mostly learning things, learning new things.
Correct.
But 10 years down the line, it's completely, changed. So now it's more like entertainment.
It took a wave, a cycle.
Yes.
YouTube, when it initially started in India, I don't know exactly when, but even in the year 2010 or 11, you actually had no real meaningful content on YouTube from Indian creators. There were almost no Indian creators at that point of time. So people used to upload silly videos like a snake has 10 heads, kind of, that kind of funny
Yes.
videos. So that was the initial time of YouTube in India. And then creators who created very good content like Geeky Ranjit, who was
Yes.
cell phone reviews, and people started to teach
Correct.
on
A lot
YouTube.
of different genres started to rise up.
Correct. So slowly, from going to very silly videos, it went to very important videos. So that was a time, 2013, all this picked up.
And
And
it started gaining pace.
correct. And post COVID, what has happened is that the entertainment content skyrocketed
Yes, that's correct. Absolutely.
because of
Everybody
short
was home.
content,
Yeah,
I mean, before 2021, we never imagined that we could put a 15-second video on YouTube. Correct?
correct.
Yeah. The video had to be at least 1 minute long, and that also used to count under a
Yeah,
regular video, not a short video. So that has caused one issue, that is attention span issue. Because if you have to watch a regular YouTube video, the effort it takes is enormous.
massive. Yeah,
I'll give you a simple example. If a
sure.
person gets an office break, like the person is working at office, he got a break. Okay, he's going out to have a chai or cigarette. He's got 10 minutes or 15 minutes time. He's not going to open YouTube and watch a long video. But
Yeah,
open YouTube Shorts or Instagram, and in that 10 minutes, he'll watch 20 videos.
I can relate to that.
Right. So
Absolutely.
and if you have to watch a
Correct.
long YouTube video, you have to tilt your phone to horizontal. You can't
Yes,
do it with one hand. Okay. And next, you need to either have headphones, earphones, because short content can be watched on mute also. But long format content, you need to be able to hear what the person is saying.
correct.
And next, you need to watch the ads, one or two ads before the video starts on YouTube. So the effort is very, very high to
Absolutely.
a long format video. The person who's watching it, if they're
It's
watching,
getting a lot of efforts.
yeah. So if they're watching your video, they really like you. If they're watching a long format video,
That's a bitter truth.
yeah.
That's a really a
Short format
very
not a
good
big deal.
statement.
You
You're right.
see silly video on Instagram Reel, which is 15 seconds, 20 seconds long, and or on YouTube Short, it hits off.
Correct.
But the creator is not recognized or respected because someone watched it for 5 seconds. They don't even know who you are. They just
Correct.
enjoyed what they watched, and that's all about it. So,
So that's how it has changed like a lot. Now the short format content is on the rise, and a lot of creators are trying to uh, continue making short contents instead of giving efforts to creating longer formats, maybe like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, or even 10.
yeah,
So there's a lot of things have changed in it.
short format videos, I only watch girls.
Oh my God, we are
What
exposing
else will you
Vikas.
see on short format, right?
Exactly, there's
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, see the bikes or babes. There's nothing else to watch.
Correct. Bike also, I would not be happy watching it for 15, 20 seconds. Yeah, I want a proper long video.
Exactly.
There are a lot of women, you keep scrolling up. That's the only thing I get out of short content. So
Absolutely. So it's just for attention and nothing else.
just for entertainment. So
Right. So that was, we were talking about the growth of Indian motor vlogging. Now we have a,
got deep into it, Indian
yes,
vlogging growth. We are only touching the subject of how YouTube has
yes, actually. So now the next part, I mean, in that same topic is going to be the reality of motor vlogging. So reality of motor vlogging, it's whatever like the long format that we were talking about. The word motor vlog has been mispresented right now.
wiped out. There is no motor vlogging right now, actually, as a matter of fact.
Actually, there is no motor vlogging. This like the last motor vlogs I have watched, that was like years back, and And the last one you uploaded, riding your RC at night. So
Uh,
that is what a motovlog looks like. But I mean, it's not at all good, calling anything like a motovlog. There's
right.
nothing close to it.
There are three types of motorcycle content creators. Okay.
Yeah.
Originally, also, even during my days when I had started in 2013, even then there were two types of motorcycle content creators. Okay.
Yeah.
People like me who used to talk live when you're riding a motorcycle. Now that is not easy. Okay. Riding a motorcycle itself is a skill, and you should be able to have your thought processed without a script. You should be able to talk when you're riding.
Correct.
Yeah. And it's, of course, to some level, not even safe. Because if someone is not able to manage both the things, that's a motorcycle and talking, then it's a risk for them. Okay. So it's a very tough thing to do, to ride a motorcycle and talk at the same time live. So even during that time, 2013, 14, 15, only a few people were actually doing this. Remaining people, what they used to do is present motorcycles. Now, presenting motorcycles is you go to a showroom. Okay, this has been launched. These are the technical specifications, and this is the motorcycle. So that is, you present the motorcycle. And as a matter of fact, even Power Drift was doing the same. Only thing is that they were doing it in a more glorified and glamorous manner, with better camera work and cinematography and all of that. So then the third category of people got in. That is 2018 or so. The third category are lifestyle motorcycle creators.
That is the most controversial one.
Yeah, but no controversy on the face we can talk
I
about.
mean, it's the truth. Whatever we are talking right now. The third category is the
So third
a lot of
category
things
is
to talk about.
where, they are not in love with the motorcycles. For them, it is not about being able to talk about the technical specifications of the motorcycles or talk about how a motorcycle rides. No, for them, they wanted to do something to make money on YouTube. Nothing wrong, fine. Okay. So, I mean, if you have to do lifestyle videos, there has to be something special about your life. Okay. You should
Right.
either be a model or an actor or a, fitness person, something special about your life to do lifestyle videos. When someone doesn't have anything special in their life, but they want to do lifestyle videos, because lifestyle videos, everyone will watch. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Because there is no gyan in it. There is no knowledge
Nothing
gaining.
to learn from it. Yeah.
Correct. There is no intellectual work. You don't have to use your brain. So, so they thought, okay, if we have to make money on YouTube, then let's get a motorcycle, which is a super bike, which gains a lot of attention, makes nice sound, and then then sit on the motorcycle, go meet friends, have breakfast, just some funny stuff, look at girls on the street, make some that kind of videos. So
Right.
people who are watching these lifestyle motorcycle content creators, those people are also not motorcycle lovers. They just are
They're just
enjoying
doing it for money. Yeah.
it. The viewers also are enjoying the entertainment. That is all about it.
Nothing else. Right.
Nothing else. So yes, of course, we'll dive deep into this, but there are three types
Yeah.
of creators.
Well, the next thing we are going to, talk is the motovlogging community, this community. So, do you think that there is any support among these creators like that was back in the days? Because I think maybe like 10 years back, 8 years back, 7 years back, the community was very good.
True.
They were very well bonded. And it
Yeah.
was like that, each one helping in some way or the other.
Very good question. So
Yeah.
simple answer here. Before I get into deep details, simple
Yes.
answer is whenever there's money involved, relationships take a beating.
Okay.
So
That's correct.
yes, in 2013, 14, 15, 16, also money was not involved. Okay. So we
Right.
used to make motorcycle videos. We were making a few $100s a month, which is very good. If we got some kind of a sponsorship, for an example, someone asks us to review a helmet, this, that, whatever, we make another 20, 30,000, which is very good. So our hobby was being paid for. Got it. So we were riding motorcycles, spending money on petrol, spending money on maintaining the motorcycles. So whatever we were spending on living the hobby was
Getting paid.
back from YouTube and sponsorships. So we were fine. Okay.
Right.
But our families were not running on that money. We were not
That's a
living.
big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course it was really good money. So in 2017, when these lifestyle people got into motorcycling and called themselves motovloggers, nothing wrong, fine, do it. So called themselves motovloggers. Then their core idea was to live off the money that comes through these videos. It could be sponsorship, it could be YouTube revenue, it could be affiliate links, it could be anything. Okay, promoting betting apps, promoting.
That is a very bad thing.
We'll talk about what is
Sure.
ethics. What are ethics? What is being morally correct? We'll talk about it. So these
Yeah.
people got into all of this. Okay. So now, how can you expect any kind of support from someone who is only doing something for money?
Exactly. We can't even expect a bit.
Correct. So for an example, if today you launch a brand, okay, you work very hard, whatever it is, you launch a t-shirt brand, okay, you're making nice t-shirts, and you ask me, Vikas bro, can you give a shout out? A few thousand people will get to know about my t-shirt brand. Okay, I would have no problem. I'll say
Right.
absolutely, let's do it. Yeah, my friend is he has worked hard, so I will give a shout out. A couple of in videos I'll feature his brand. Okay, but if I were that only commercial lifestyle YouTuber, I'll say, what's in it for me? Why will I promote? I'll not do it.
Correct.
So
Absolutely correct.
when there's so many of these lifestyle so-called motovloggers. Did they ever support a friend? Did you ever see in any of those YouTube videos that they were supporting a friend's startup or a company?
No, I haven't seen yet.
So it's a very shallow thing. They won't lose anything if they do it, but they are so addicted to getting paid for every video that they're doing from
Correct.
brands and companies that they would not do it on the house, even for friends. So there is no real support as such from
It's more like a hatred going, like, when somebody is making videos defaming others, and then they are ending up becoming friends, and stuffs like that. It's more like a TV serial
yeah.
these days.
I'm also
So,
thinking I should become a politician now on YouTube.
okay, I'll vote for you.
Yeah, politician
You
means
have our vote.
not that politician, but on YouTube,
All
I
right, yeah,
start playing
yeah,
politics.
yeah,
Stars.
yeah, yeah.
Now, all this while 10 years, I've been fighting for the community. I've been a
Correct.
whistleblower where I took names and spoke about what people were doing, which was not really the best thing to do. When you say a motorcycle is my love and all that, and you're only doing it for money, you are not
Correct.
doing anything for the community, but you're only milking the community. So I spoke about all of this. Okay. But see, in the end, what will I get? What will I actually get? Nothing, right? It's a lot
Right.
of stress. It's a lot of mental tension. Okay, when you
Correct.
actually go onto the public platform and then blow a whistle and talk about someone. Okay, I did it many times. I did it to brands. I did it to individuals. So, oh, I mean, what I'm saying is that for a while, probably I should also just forget what the hell anyone is doing and simply make my videos. And if someone wants to be friends with me, who is probably morally not very correct also, I should not care about.
Absolutely. No issue. I get the last point. So, so we have like a lot of collaborations these days that we were talking about. And I think, I don't know why, but there's a lot of mispresentation of products shown in today's, the motorcycle content category. If I can, I'll not name any brands or such, but I'll give you an example. Maybe like something silly, maybe like a light or something. And I have seen creators promoting that. And okay, there's one very good example I can give you. There's a wheel cover. You might have seen that cover in drag races,
Yeah.
but now, like I would say, hundreds of creators, they are promoting that wheel cover that covers your alloys,
Hmm.
just to give that drag bike look. But unfortunately, people, they don't know that in maybe in things, if things don't go well and if that plastic breaks, it might end up locking the wheel.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I did comment a lot of times, but I stopped, doing that, because I mean, at end of the day, they have a family to feed, and they are just trying to promote whatever come they get, whatever deal they get. So I stopped doing that too, and I'm like, okay, let them do whatever they want. But if something is wrong, that's wrong. We are here to address it.
Correct.
So there's a lot of these, collaborations going on. And the last thing that you were talking about was the betting app.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very bad thing indeed.
Correct. I mean, see, betting app is, of course, a very, very wrong thing to promote. If someone wants to get into gambling, let them get into gambling on their own. Nothing wrong.
Correct.
Having a bad habit. A bad habit can destroy yourself. There's nothing wrong in it. Okay, but the bad habit should not be promoted to others, mentioning that it's a good habit. Then it can destroy others' lives. So you have a right to destroy your own life, but not others' lives. Okay.
Absolutely.
So even stock market, demat accounts, and apps. See, stock market is a very, very serious subject, which 90% people actually don't understand. But there's so many content creators who say, hey, I bought golden bangles for my mother. I by trading. So now you also go download this app and put my code in, and then
Yes.
you go trade. So people have literally borrowed money from others, took money from parents, mentioning that they want to pay their college fees, and deposited the 10,000, 20,000 into the demat account, started to trade, lost all the money. So here, see, simple, straight on the face. Anyone from a decent family won't do this. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyone whose grandfather did well in his career, father did well in the career. Okay. Now the son will not get so shamelessly desperate to promote betting apps and all this, because I mean, they have enough money to live their life. Correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Someone who's absolutely desperate, shameless, who's got no money, where the father was not successful, grandfather was not successful. So this guy wants to make money by hook or crook.
Correct.
Okay. So he is not going to follow morals, ethics, legality, nothing. Just wants to make those few crores. That's all about it. So, but here, what can we do? I mean, we can do a lot. We can, most of these creators go against YouTube guidelines. I know YouTube guidelines very well. Okay. But, legality also, we can file a public interest litigation. We can file a case on them. We can report to YouTube. We can do so much. But again, do we have the time, effort, energy to do all of that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's a big concern, to be honest.
true.
And the problem is, suppose they have lakhs of audience,
Yeah.
and even out of that, maybe like out of 10 lakh, even if like maybe even 500 join using their promo code or something, and they start using it. He gets his share and that's it. He doesn't care what his audience is doing. They really don't care about their audience, indeed.
True, absolutely.
Yes,
So, I mean, uh, as I mentioned, their whole goal is to make a few crores, which they will
exactly.
easily. They can actually make it in a year itself. So, an average creator who gets about 10 million views per month,
Okay.
yeah, plus who does sponsorship deals with regards to product promotion. If you do a product promotion deal, you get paid from the brand, and also you get affiliate commission. Affiliate commission can be 10,
Yes,
20% at times. Okay,
that's a
of
lot, to
value.
be honest.
And next, uh, uh, every time someone downloads a betting app or something and they put their code, they get probably 500 or 1,000 rupees per app download. Okay, 250 to 1,000 rupees. So here we are at least talking about a creator like this who's absolutely shameless will make about 50 lakhs a month.
Easy with ease.
Yeah. So now
No,
what happens? Another big issue. Uh, this is known as blood money. Okay. Why is it known as blood money? Is because it's earned in a very unethical manner. Okay. By promoting all these things. So uh, anyone who wants to be ethical, who wants to be correct, will not even make 10% of it. Okay. 10% is still big. 5 lakhs a month is a lot of bloody money. But someone will not even make 50,000 rupees who wants to be absolutely ethical on YouTube. Okay. So what happens is, because these creators are making so much money now, first of all, there's a very important issue which has to be addressed. Most of the youngsters today are so inspired by these creators that they think, why should I become an important contributing member to the society? I can simply become a YouTuber.
exactly.
See, if you are a doctor and also a YouTuber, that is meaningful to the society. Okay, you're talking about health and all of that with all your experience. If you're a lawyer and talking about legality on YouTube, that's good for the society. You make money from YouTube also from your profession. So if you are contributing to the society with your profession and also doing YouTube, that is good. But when you have no skill for the real world, you can't do accounting, you can't do engineering, you can't run a regular business, you don't know anything about cooking, you don't know anything which runs the society and the planet. Okay. But you go onto YouTube and show lifestyle and start making 20, 30 times more money than what a doctor would make or an engineer would make. Okay. Then the kids would get very demotivated. Kids would think that a bloody, a very highly skilled engineer is not even making 50, 60,000 initially. So why should I go do that? I can simply become YouTube
Exactly.
and make 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs a month. Correct. So now everybody becomes lifestyle YouTubers. And tomorrow there are no doctors, there are no
Oh
engineers,
my God.
there are no lawyers, there are no accountants, there are no chefs. There's no meaningful profession left anymore. Okay, so there'll
Correct.
only be fake people on internet talking about fake things. So then money will have no value because nothing new will get created. You can't solve a health issue with money anymore because there won't be any doctors. So there is a big issue.
Really is a big concern, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So
So another thing I wanted to ask for everybody is that how can aspiring motovloggers, I meant to say the quality motovloggers,
yeah.
uh, we get inspired by you and how we can break into this scene, you know, if you have any tips for them
Yeah.
who are watching this podcast.
See, if you want to take a very ethical, moral approach, uh, it can only be a hobby.
Correct.
Yeah. Because, see, for an example, if you're doing your job or business from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, so you'll have 1 or 2 days left in the week to make motovlogs. Yeah. So all that you can do is you can only go out on a weekend, ride a motorcycle somewhere, come back and make video. And
Right.
you will not be able to go and attend motorcycle launch events because initially, anyways, brands will not invite you. But if you know there is a launch happening and you want to go to the showroom and attend,
Absolutely.
that's fine. So initially, even if you know there's a launch happening at a showroom and you want to go and attend the event, that will happen during a weekday. And weekday you'll be working, you know, it could be a job or business, so you can't go. So the amount of content you can create also is very less. Compared to
Absolutely. That's
someone
what I'm facing, to be
yeah,
honest.
compared to someone who's doing YouTube full time, a part-time
Right.
YouTube creator can make very less content. Okay. So, because of this, what will happen is that you'll not be doing trending videos. What are trending videos? The moment today a motorcycle is launched, you should go to the showroom and do a walk around video. You should
Right.
be in the trend, but you can't do it because you have your job or business. Then what happens is that you slowly will think that I should get into YouTube full time. Okay, and
Correct.
when you get into it full time, you will not have income from your job or business.
So it's zero. There's nothing.
So you have to
Absolutely.
make that money. Okay. So could be anything, could be 30,000 or could be 3 lakhs, whatever your requirement is to run your family, you have to make that amount of money. So you will see that if I do it very ethically, like, I don't put any useless clickbaits or cheating, misleading clickbaits, titles and thumbnails. If I don't do that, then your videos will not get views. So you will also start to do unethical practices to make that money
Correct.
because you don't have other incomes. And
Absolutely.
slowly, one day you will get some betting app sponsorship where
And then we'll become one of them.
you will, you will, because
Exactly.
suddenly they will say, we'll pay you 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs is so much money. Okay. So you will say, okay, fine, I'll do it. And once you do it and you get 2 lakhs for one video, you will get addicted to it.
We'll do more of these videos every month. Maybe one video that will be enough for a creator. Like to run his, if that's his only source of income.
Yeah, I mean, see, 2 lakhs is bloody lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of
Right.
money
Yeah.
in India. So, if someone is making that money through betting apps, whatever, after a point they won't care about it. So, for us, it feels that what they're doing is not correct. But once you start doing it, it's
There's
like
no end.
it's like we will sit here and today say robbing a bank is very bad. We should not do it. But someday, just in case we end up doing it and we make millions of dollars from robbing a bank, probably we might like it. But is it correct? It's not correct. So it's like that.
Absolutely. It can never be correct.
Yeah. So
So it's a fishy thing. Okay. So we have spoken in different parts also for this podcast. And there are few topics that we want to talk in detail. Uh, one of it I'll start
go ahead.
is that there's an issue if I want to buy a motorcycle today.
Hmm.
Maybe like 5 6 years back I would have gone to YouTube and searched review of this motorcycle.
Yeah.
Just like recently you uploaded a very good uh, like first impression ride of the Pulsar. And I would just Google it, I would just search it, and that's how I'll be able to see how good or bad that motorcycle is.
Hmm.
But in today's time, uh, if I look up for a motorcycle, uh, the other creators that comes up on YouTube, there is not a single creator that will talk bad about a motorcycle.
Correct.
And it's shown more like an advertisement rather than a like a review. Like you just said in the first part, motorcycle presenters, right?
Yeah.
So but this is more like a motorcycle advertisement. We don't see the what I'm trying to say, right? So how would like a buyer, they will just end up buying it. They think that okay, Mr. A, Mr. B, or he's just, saying it's very good, the suspension is good, it's going very fast. So I think I should buy it. But then when he buys it, and after a few months, he realizes that okay, there's some issue with this, with that, and then this is a very circle. It just goes round and round, and it's never ending. So what do you think about it? Without telling any names, there will be no names disclosed or anything.
First rule of thumb:
Yeah,
you want to get a genuine review of a motorcycle. Okay.
correct.
Do not uh, watch and believe the content of someone whose primary job is YouTube.
Okay,
As simple as that. Okay. If you are working for, say, Dell computers, okay, will you be publicly allowed, or will you have the courage to say that Dell computers did not make a good laptop? The latest one, it is not good. You
not
have
at all.
a job, correct? So, the same way, someone whose primary source of income is through YouTube. Yeah. When he or she makes YouTube videos and gets money from YouTube ads, gets money from affiliate links, sponsorships, everything is interlinked through YouTube. So,
Correct.
how can they ever say that something is bad? They cannot.
That will never happen.
Good for them, it's bad for us. Who's doing
Actually,
it's bad for them. Got it.
yes.
So, rule of thumb: watch videos of someone who has uh, other incomes, who's got a job, business, whatever, but is doing YouTube as a serious hobby. Okay, that person
Hmm,
will also make money, but that for that person, even if that money stops, his life is not going to stop.
absolutely.
So that person will have the courage to say that, hey, this is not so nice. So, see,
That's a good point.
some there has to be some level of opinion. There has to be some. See, I mean, for an example, Triumph Street Triple, excellent motorcycle. If you personally don't like it, say you don't like it. What's the problem?
Correct.
Like in Hyderabad, almost everybody likes biryani. Okay. So does it mean that you also have to like biryani? What
No,
if I don't like biryani? What if I, for an example, hate biryani? Nothing wrong, right? It's my opinion. So people should have the courage to stand up and say, yes, this is something popular. Many people like it, but I don't like it, boss. I'm an individual. It's my opinion. It is my feeling. Nothing wrong. But
actually,
very few people would have the courage to do it, especially when they are dependent on YouTube income. So the whole meaning, the name, YouTube, when the
it's
founder
you.
of correct, when the founder probably 20 years ago started YouTube, it is about you expressing yourself. It's simple.
How's
You
that?
should speak what you believe in. You should speak what you like, not what others like. That is why it's called YouTube.
Absolutely. So I got the answer. Straightforward. So what I feel that we should, test ride the motorcycle also. What new
Absolutely.
buyers? Yeah, we should take a lot of test rides and maybe, ask the owner of the motorcycles instead of asking somebody who has just reviewed it for like 15, maybe like 10 minutes, something like that. And related to this, there's another concern which I would like to point out. That is, uh, I've seen a lot of creators, they would rev the motorcycle to the nuts, ride it very badly, and I can see that that motorcycle does not has a working speedometer, and it ends up, getting uh, sold to a customer,
Yeah.
right? So that's happening, and I don't know what to say.
These are the unethical practices, right? You know,
Correct.
see, the showroom people are desperate to sell motorcycle. Okay. Uh, and these creators want content desperately. Okay. So they will go to the showroom on the day the motorcycle is launched. So now what happens is that showroom will have display pieces Okay. Showroom will have three types of motorcycles: display piece, demo piece, and inventory, which they can sell. Okay. Display piece is only for display, will be there in the showroom, nicely polished, so that anyone can walk in, take a look at the display piece. They can touch, feel, sit on it. It will not be given for test ride, because if that display piece is given for test ride, there could be scratches on it and all that. It will not look good in the showroom.
Correct.
Demo piece is where the dealer actually has to buy the demo piece from the company. So for an example, if
Okay.
Triumph, Bajaj, whatever, they will not get those motorcycles free of cost from the company. They have to pay. If they're buying two demo motorcycles, they have to pay the company. Of course, they might get a good discount.
Sorry for that. That was my cat
Oh, all right, lovely.
knocking at the door.
So
Okay,
the
so
dealers have
display
to
piece
pay
here.
money and buy motorcycles. And the motorcycles are highly priced. Highly means if they are, for an example, 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupee motorcycles and above, then the dealer will try to avoid buying them initially. They would want to see how is the public response. Are the public liking it? Then they will go and buy. Okay. But in between that stage, when the motorcycle is launched until the dealer purchases demo motorcycles, there's a period. It could be 1 month, 2 months. But
Okay.
dealer still wants to sell the motorcycles. So they will get hold of a content creator who does not follow ethics. Okay. And they will tell them, see, we will give you an inventory motorcycle. I mean, which is here booked by someone else. Okay. Now
Okay.
remove the either the fuse of the speedometer or the cable of the speedometer and you go ride. Make sure there are no scratches. To come back, we will again give it a nice wash and we'll put it there, we'll sell it to someone else.
That is what's happening.
That is what
And
is happening.
it's correct.
It's extremely
Now,
ethical. Basically, you're buying a second-hand motorcycle at that point of time, correct?
exactly. Because there's so many creators getting these bikes for some time,
Correct.
for a long period of time. So, I mean, where is this coming from? There has to be, there's a chain. The
Correct.
bikes will go somewhere and they will end up getting sold. So that's what a part of what we were, trying to bring out. And I think maybe now we can go for the question and answers, or do we
Yeah.
have?
So basically, if you want to avoid anything, see, it's very simple. If
Correct.
community, see, first of all, let me put it this way.
Sure.
On YouTube, the smallest genre, when I say smallest, it means a genre which has the least number of actual community members is motorcycling. Okay. Like for an example, car is a very big community. Because
Correct.
every other person likes a car. Yeah. I mean, they might not love it, but yeah, they want to have a nice car. Okay. But how many people have you seen who wants to have a nice motorcycle? Because it's, see, in 12, 13, 15 lakhs, you can buy a nice car. Okay. But
Absolutely.
who would want to spend 13, 14 lakhs or 8 lakhs, 5 lakhs, whatever on a motorcycle? Correct? You got to be extremely passionate about it and very dedicated about it. So, and next, cell phones. Every person who's born is interested with about cell phones. They want to buy a nice cell phone. So, on YouTube, there are people who create cell phone videos, people who create car videos, people who create makeup, fashion, sneakers, blah, 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 other
It's
things,
almost everything.
cooking. But if, for an example, other communities, others are not even community, they're only viewers.
Right.
Cell phone, what community? There's no community. Okay. So you simply want to see, okay, new Samsung phone launched, new, so and so phone launched. What are the specifications? What is the battery life? What is the processor and all of that? And you want to buy, not a community. Community is where people support each other. The whole meaning of
Correct.
community is that. Okay. You will not go support another Samsung user. Oh, your battery has a problem. I'll come over, I'll fix the battery. No, right? So, the actual community, of course, car community is there, but the real close feeling a community has is motorcycle community.
Absolutely.
Uh, and all over India, I think out of 1.5 billion population, we probably have less than 1 million people who actually love motorcycles, who are very dedicated, you know, who are not watching it for entertainment purpose, but who are extremely dedicated. For them, motorcycle is their lover, motorcycle is their girlfriend, you know. So
Just
these
like that.
less than 10 lakhs across the country. That's it. So, for
So yeah,
simple example, why didn't Sagar Sheldekar, why is he not having 10 million subscribers?
okay, that's a very big question.
He has been working so hard after leaving Power Drift. I think he left Power Drift, I think in 2017, 18, 19, I don't know exactly when. But
Exactly.
yeah, after that, he started his YouTube channel. Okay, he's been working very hard. Okay,
There's so much to a single video I have seen. Like there's so
correct.
much, so many sequences and a lot of
I can
things.
make a web series and sell it for 5 crores in that what? Okay, web
Absolutely.
series like a proper commercial web series. Okay?
Yes.
So he's working so hard in filming videos. He's got 1,88,000 subscribers. He should have had 10 million, no?
Exactly.
So someone who's doing videos as dedicatedly
Hmm.
as Sagar Sheldekar, if that person would have made cell phone videos, he would have had 10 million subscribers by
I
now.
know. Easily.
And
That's
Sagar
a bit
Sheldekar has
different.
1,88,000. So the meaning
And
here,
exactly.
the meaning here is that if you don't do cheap stuff on motorcycles, like anything where mass audience who are not interested in motorcycle but who want to see entertainment, only then you will actually cross into millions. Else you will never actually make a comfortable living making motorcycle videos. So if you want to take YouTube as a profession, please don't take up motorcycling. You will suffer. To be honest with you.
Actually.
Another thing. A very popular motorcycle content creator. She's a woman. In
Yeah.
2017, when we met, she asked me, Vikas, I'm doing a job right now. I'm thinking to take up uh, YouTube motorcycle content creation, motovlogging as my full-time profession. What do you suggest? You've been doing it for a long time. So that time I mentioned only one thing. See, what is a profession? Profession is something, if you start in your 20s, you will have to do it till your retirement. And today there's no retirement. Retirement used to be 60 earlier. Today, if you have to
There
live a
is no.
life, you have to work till you die. It's as simple as that. Things are so expensive today. Correct?
Exactly.
So I mentioned it to her that whatever you start now, you'll have to do it till the rest of your life. So now motorcycle content creation, you physically have to ride a motorcycle. Remember that. Okay. It is not a cakewalk. You're not sitting in a couch and talking to a camera. So plus you will have to tour. You will have to face sun. You'll have to face rain, accidents.
So
Can you
many
do
things
it
to it.
till the end of your life? Can you do
Once
it?
you stop, and it's just that's it.
It's not a company, no.
Exactly.
It's not a company where 200 people are working for you and you're the boss. Even if your leg is broken, you can sit in one place and you can manage the company. No, you physically have to work all your life, ride motorcycles, risk your life every single time you ride a motorcycle, okay, and earn money out of it.
Correct.
It is
And
the
continue doing
toughest
that.
till you die.
Right.
See, it is not fun. I'll give you a very
Hmm.
simple example. Okay. Till the time something doesn't become your daily job, you will enjoy it. If it becomes your daily job and you have to do it. So for an example, you like to ride motorcycles. Okay. You're working from Monday to Friday in your regular job. You'll
Yeah.
wait weekend. You wait for that Saturday and Sunday where you can ride a motorcycle. Correct? It's
Correct.
like your cat knock, that's fine. so so you wait for that Saturday and Sunday to I want to go and ride. There's an excitement, right? But what if you have to do it every single day or as much as
Might not,
possible? If
you
you
might
don't,
not like it.
you will start to hate it at some point, but you will still need to have a smiling face and say, "Oh, I'm enjoying my
Oh,
ride."
it's
And you're
great.
not
It's
enjoying that.
amazing.
Not enjoying. I mean,
Absolutely.
very simple example. People. I mean, love to have sex, but if that becomes your profession and you have to do it 5 times a day, will you like it?
You'll end up in hospital.
You'll hate yourself. You'll hate your life. So
Right.
it is exactly like that. Riding motorcycle
Exactly.
give you pleasure. It should not become your job. So
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things you have said that, I think future enthusiasts, I think they should listen to this podcast pretty carefully. And
yeah, yeah,
this will act like guidance for them.
yeah. Awesome. So go ahead with
Uh,
the next.
the next one is we have a lot of questions. So the first one is from my brother. His name is Storm Hypermoto,
Yeah.
and he has been one of, in my circle, he has been one of the oldest person who has been following you from a very long time. So he has met you personally also, like I mentioned before.
Thank you.
So his question was, does Vikas considers modern superbikes to be superbikes? What he meant to say was, if you go back 10 years back, you had an R1.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
come right? Would you call modern day, like maybe like a ZX10 or something, to be superbikes?
Very, very good question. So here, the point is that if you sit on a superbike, turn on traction control, turn on ABS, turn on, that lean angle control, this,
It's
that,
a lot of
every
things.
control in the world. What are you riding? It's a video game after that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because the whole idea of riding a superbike is that there has to be some element of a risk. If there's no element of risk,
And
then
it's
what
not a
is it?
superbike.
Point one.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, you should have your leather suit. I always tell people when you're riding a superbike, have your full leather suit. In other countries, they wear a full leather suit and ride superbikes, not jacket, pants or two-piece. No, complete full leather suit. So, I know it looks a little weird when you go out, wear a full leather suit, but don't care, yeah. If you fall, that's the only thing that's gonna, help you.
Save your life. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, uh, the superbikes, which were there well over 10 years ago, especially the ones that I have, no ABS, no traction control. Okay. No tweaking of this, that, nothing. Okay. No
So it was all raw.
yes, nothing. So here, you feel like you're actually taming her. She's that wild cheetah, and it's as simple as this. When you become friends with a tiger, it feels great, right? Because the tiger became your friend because your personal capability, emotional capability, and how you bonded with the tiger. But if you give the tiger some sedation and the tiger is just sitting and you take a photo with the tiger, it is no thrill in it because there's no risk involved.
That's
So
a good comparison.
yeah. So here, why I said sedation is you're sedating your superbike. Okay.
Correct.
You put it to highest traction control. So you open full throttle, the wheel is not going to spin. There's wheelie control. There is stoppy control. There
There's
is
so many things. Yeah.
everything. So there's no risk involved. And where is the skill? If today you say, and this launch control, I find it a very shameful thing. Launch control, you should know how to launch a motorcycle.
Exactly. If you don't know, you can check the link to Vikas's
Thank you.
launch control video. That's how we learned. Most of my people in my group, they have learned it from launching an RC 390. That's a very different. It's a completely mayhem bike motorcycle.
Yeah, true, true.
Exactly.
So, uh, you need to have that skill to be able to ride a motorcycle with no riding aids, yeah, and still enjoy her. And when you do a proper ride on a motorcycle with no ABS, no traction control, no electronics, when you stop, you get the feeling that I control the motorcycle, not the computers.
Exactly.
Correct. So that is where the skill is.
That's when skills come to play.
And actual pro riders, they turn off all this nonsense. They turn off ABS, they turn off traction control, they turn off every nonsense and they want to ride on their own. Of course, very high competitive racing, like probably Moto 3, 2, 1. There also, all this is tuned according to the rider's interests. How much traction control does he like? What level of ABS interference will he like, and all of that. But here, it's not tuned to our thing, right?
Correct.
It is stock, correct? So, I mean, nothing wrong if you want to enjoy a super bike with all riding aids. Nothing wrong, but definitely not my kind. Not at
That's a
all.
very good descriptive answer, and I'm sure you'll love it. So, the next question is from Tejinder Singh. Uh, why do we barely hear any cons of these bikes? I think you have already answered. Why we barely hear any cons of these motorcycles? He meant to say the reviews, I think. So this, I think you have already answered in the previous portion of the podcast.
Hmm.
So it's more like advertisement, and
Yeah.
you have already answered this. So we can go on for the next question.
Sure. Hmm.
Okay, so this is from Ridographer. He's like, nothing to ask, just a great fan of Vikas Bhai.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. See, I have to say one thing.
yeah,
I have till 2019 end, 2019 third quarter. I remember this exactly. 2019 third quarter, I was very active, and great things happened in my YouTube journey. I got the great honor of being the ambassador for YouTube in the year 2016, 17, 18, representing Hyderabad. Uh, and I was on the Fan Fest in 2019. Uh, Teamed up with unbelievably good brands like Gillette. There's that. I mean, there's no count. So it's been a great journey. I got to travel so much, meet so many amazing people, ride almost all good and interesting motorcycles on this planet. Uh, but in 2019, I
definitely.
decided, let's see, I already had 12 years of corporate experience in the software industry. And YouTube gave me another amazing thing, that is public speaking capability. It is not easy because before YouTube, although I could speak well in a small group, but if I had to stand up on a stage and speak, it would have been very difficult for me. But YouTube made that as a enhanced skill for me. So with all the capabilities in 2019, I went into entrepreneurship, and of course lost serious amount of money. But I always say, if you lost money and gained experience, if you lost money and gained experience, you
Yeah,
lost nothing. You only gained because you gained experience, because money is the only thing which can be earned again in your life. There's nothing else that you can earn again except money. So, uh, so in this gap of 2020 till now, okay, well over 4 years, well over 4 years. I mean, people would forget even actors whom they love if they don't make a film for 4 or 5 years. And the amount of love that I get is unbelievable, which is,
absolutely.
oh my God. I almost get no hate comments anywhere. And people, anytime I post anything, very motivating messages I get asking me when I'm going to get back to motorcycle content creation. I travel, I go to places, people meet me even now talking about my videos. So I wish to, say thank you and great, unbelievable level of gratitude.
Actually,
Who remembers someone after 4.5 years today, right? You know, your own family members will probably not remember you if you go away for
exactly,
4.5 years.
exactly.
So
You have a very good family of like us.
true,
So,
So thank you for that. Thank you for remembering me. Yeah.
okay, so the next question is from Abhishek, and he has asked, motovlogging in YouTube, Facebook, Instagram is all about speeding. It has become a race with captions like completed Kolkata to Chennai in just 20 hours. Should this be banned or governed?
Very good question. As a matter of fact, in the year
Yeah,
2021, I blew a whistle on this on my Instagram. Someone got medals for this, mentioning
yes,
that they went from one state to another state in so and so number of hours. So I put a post saying that, and that person was my friend. See, for me, spreading the actual fact and awareness of motorcycling is way more important than if the person is a friend or not. Okay.
exactly.
So it's like, for an example, if I'm a soldier, my friend is a soldier, we are standing on the border, and my friend is supporting the enemy on the other side. I'm not going to see if he's my friend or not. I'll shoot him.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. So here, if that motovlogger was my friend, but was doing absolutely unethical stuff, then I will blow a whistle. I will lose
Yeah,
relationship. But that's fine. Okay. So here in 2021, this very popular motovlogger was wearing his medals, and he was showing that, see, I got India Book of Records. What?
idea. Yeah,
First of all, that company should be banned. Okay. So India Book of Records, I did from one state to another, I don't know which state, in some 10, 12 hours, something. Okay. See, do it. Do it in 5 hours. Risk your life. No issues, but don't glorify it.
exactly.
Yeah. So
It's
I
become
also
glorified now these days.
saying that shame on both the parties, that is India Book of Records or whatever nonsense that name is, and this moto vlogger, that you are considering this as something which is a big achievement and you're glorifying it. So
Exactly.
this people will try to do it. It's 100% illegal, because to cover from that state to another state in so and so time, your average speed should be about 120 or something. Okay.
And you're breaking so many speed. Uh,
Legality, morality,
exactly.
everything, you're breaking everything. So I put a post, and his fans, unfortunately, are from a very, what to say, I'm sorry, but no educational background. Okay. So they try to retaliate, but what can they do? If they go for an
Exactly.
interview someday in some company, probably they'll see me. So they don't want to mess with me. So, so,
No issue.
uh, yeah, that was a joke. But anyhow, so see, I did Iron Butt, right? I did
I am 24 hours.
1,500 kilometers in 24 hours. But there was no glamorizing of it. I clearly mentioned
Correct.
that I do not recommend others to do this. It was a personal challenge. So I have done it. Okay. So, uh, I mean, you can, like someone jumping off a mountain with a parachute. He is a very highly skilled base jumper. Okay.
Correct.
So he will not say, "Hey, this is awesome. You should do it too. This is cool." He'll not say that. He said, "Please don't try it. You will die."
Correct. He's just doing it for himself. That's it.
In professional, I'm doing it. So
Right.
watch it, enjoy it. Got it. So anyhow, so this is absolutely unethical, and but see, that is how the world has become. We can
Right.
raise our voice. We can, as a matter of fact, have a national union of motorcycle riders. We can have a non-profit organization registered. We can file court cases. We can do so much.
Correct.
Yeah.
We actually can.
Have an NGO. non-government organization of motorcycle riders in this country, and even apply for any any kind of thing for with regards to traffic rules or licensing, this, that,
Correct.
insurance. We can send an information and notice a request to the government. We can do a lot, but
Yes.
it takes effort. There has to be an
It will
organized.
take a joint effort from
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Correct.
And there has to be a structure. There has to be a president. There have to be people who have to run it. So if we only feel bad about something, nothing is going to
Correct. We have to
feel
do
bad
something
about.
about
We have to do something about
it. Right.
it. Yeah.
So let's go on to the next question is from my bro Speedy26.
Mhm.
And I think this question is also like you have already covered it.
That's
So his question was views on motovlogging slowly turning into web series, where almost everything is scripted. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is what's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. It's more of an entertainment.
See, I made a video, Motovloggers and sponsorships. I think I did it in 2021. Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So I clearly mentioned on YouTube, you go do whatever you do, prank videos, you do whatever you want. Yeah. We don't have a problem with that. You
Correct.
do extremely unethical stuff. You beat each other, make motorcycle videos. Don't care. Sorry, you beat each other and make YouTube videos. We don't care about it. But don't involve motorcycles with it. Okay. Because see, motorcycling on its own is a very high risk hobby.
Correct.
We got to know what we're doing. The number of people who die while riding motorcycles is very high. Okay. So it should not become a kind of a trend where you don't ride a motorcycle in a fast manner, then you are a loser. If it becomes that, people will get into it without training, without proper riding gear, without understanding what they're doing. And they will not just kill themselves, but they will kill someone else also on the road. So people can do whatever they want on YouTube, do most useless stuff, make crores of rupees. We are fine. It's not our genre, right? Do what the hell you want.
Correct. But don't involve motorcycles.
Exactly. In our genre, we want to safeguard this community. See, I genuinely want every creator to make some money. Okay, make at least that money which covers your hobby. Good. Why not? You're putting something on public platform. Someone is getting benefited watching it. So you should make some money.
Absolutely.
But using a motorcycle as a kind of, an instrument and making money off it hurts because we are sentimental about it.
So that's where the line is.
Even
Exactly.
SEBI has put a restriction on people talking about stock market. Now,
Yeah.
anyone who talks about stock market should be a certified financial analyst. Okay. Because people misused that genre also. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry started to pump stocks and then sell them and make money. Okay. Who's got no
Exactly.
knowledge of ethical investment in stock markets. Okay. So millions and millions of young people lost serious amount of money in the stock market. So SEBI put a restriction now that if you give any kind of stock market advice without having your certification, you will face serious legal issues. But in motorcycle, also same thing. The person will not even know how to ride a motorcycle well, but will
He's
start
reviewing the motorcycle.
will
There's a lot
start
of things happening like that.
we'll start touring, we'll start getting views, and then get into that betting app level. So
That's how I bought my motorcycle using this app. That's the trend right now.
so
So that's happening.
yeah, it will. See, I always say one thing. Another thing that I always say is that if you want to fight a tiger, if there's a tiger in front of you, okay, tiger is looking at you like this. and you are standing in front of the tiger. You're all alone. You don't have any support. But if you're a very highly skilled fighter and you have some equipment like a probably 7-8 inch knife or something, probably you
Correct.
can win the tiger. Probably,
Right.
there is that 0.1% chance that you might kill the tiger and win that fight.
There
Because
is still a chance though.
yeah, because you're fighting a tiger, which is a respectable, high class animal. But if you jump into a pit with 10 million cockroaches, can you fight them? Cockroaches will eat you alive.
Exactly.
Even if you have an AK-47, this, that, whatever, you can't kill all the cockroaches there. Okay. So these people are like cockroaches who get into motorcycling, not because they love motorcycling, not because they care about the community, not because they care about others, but they want to show off a motorcycle because 99.9% of the population cannot afford high-end motorcycles. So it's a nice clickbait for them. Let's see, I bought a 50 lakh rupee motorcycle and then make money off it in a very unethical manner. So these people are cockroaches. You cannot fight cockroaches. So, yeah. Unfortunately, if you have to fight cockroaches, it has to be serious pest control. You have to plan.
Yes.
You don't jump into the pit to fight them, but you plan what chemical to put and then kill
A lot of
them.
insecticides will be involved.
Correct. So,
Right. So we can go for the other questions. Like
absolutely.
still we have like 5 or 6 questions left.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we'll do it very rapidly.
Let's
And
do it.
the next question is from friend of mine. His name is Rahul. So his question is from maybe I think a personal experience that he had. So his question is views on people getting intoxicated at night on a long ride and dealing things in the day. How does perception of motorcyclists as outlaws affect interaction with the authorities? So it's a very like a complex question. I think he had a personal experience where maybe he went out with a ride with a very big motorcycle group, and maybe they got delayed. So I think maybe you answered this initially in the first part itself. That it's a very like a disciplined
Some
hobby.
perspective on this.
Correct.
So, see, one thing. I mean, your friend, I believe, was asking that what if someone is drinking and riding or doing some substance?
Right.
Yeah, could be any kind of a drug and riding. I mean, motorcycling on its own, even without alcohol or any drug, is very high risk. Correct? We already discussed about it.
Exactly. We covered
Get
it.
all the gear. You wear the best helmet in the world, best racing suit, still you might get killed when you fall. You might die. So when you're dealing with something so dangerous already, plus you are getting intoxicated by probably having alcohol or
Any substance.
then you're even killing your ability of performing, your brain, your body. So it's a suicide mission, right?
So even the reflex, the time is getting delayed. Like in case of something, disaster or something,
Correct.
you'll
Suicidal
it will
mission.
be very slow. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
it's
it is an absolutely unforgivable act. If anyone drinks and rides a motorcycle, I mean, of course, when I was very young, I did. Okay. Of course, I did. I drank and
yeah,
drove cars. I drank and rode motorcycles. I did all of that.
yeah.
So when I was young, of course, I mean, like, very, very young, 18, 19, 20, I drank and drove cars. I drank and, rode motorcycles. I did all of that. But do I support it? Absolutely not. So,
So yeah, it's we got the answer for that. So let's move on to the next one. This is from Anirban. He's a friend of mine, and he's asking that aftermarket exhaust that serves no purpose, fined if caught by cops, but why hasn't the government banned import? So he went to say, okay, we are paying import duty and everything, but then again we are getting fined. So I think that's how the law is working here. We can't do anything about it. I mean, if the
See,
cops are fining for these, yeah,
I can give an answer. See, aftermarket
yeah,
exhaust. For an example, if I buy a motorcycle today, it could be anything. Uh, Dominar or RC390 or a superbike. Okay.
yeah,
And if I simply go ahead and take out the end can, that is the muffler, and put a aftermarket muffler, then only benefit I'm getting is a louder sound. That's all about it. Okay. That is a benefit for me, but definitely not a benefit for a lot of other people who are who probably don't like that sound. Okay, but I love it. Anyhow,
hmm,
so next is that the issues start in the engine when people go for complete free flow exhaust. They remove the catalytic converter. They, put a straight pipe from the headers all the way out. When you do that, there are 100 other things you have to do, because then the back pressure reduces. Then the air fuel
correct,
ratio, takes a beating. A lot of other things you have to do. But when you do all of that, the motorcycle becomes kind of unrideable on regular roads, because it is, when you do all of that, you should be on a racetrack full throttle,
correct,
not a
exactly.
stop and go traffic, right? So, what your friend said is absolutely correct. Putting on aftermarket exhaust, especially the straight pipes, free flow exhaust, it's sadism. You're mental to actually do that. If you're riding on,
Insane. Yeah,
yes, yeah. Uh,
exactly.
so now here, why is the government not banning them? Because see, the thing is that uh, because these products are also used for sports purposes, like someone who wants to ride on a racetrack, correct?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
one
if I
reason.
want to ride a motorcycle on the racetrack, I want a free flow exhaust. So if government bans it, then how will motorsport evolve in India?
Correct.
Government will not ban the import, but government will say on public roads you can't use it.
You can buy, but you can use it only in racetrack, like something like that.
Private
So
property, if you have a big
that's
piece of
yeah.
land, you can use it there or on racetracks. So
So okay,
I'm a
that's a good
big, big,
answer.
I'm a big lover of aftermarket exhaust, by the way. Okay, very big lover. I can't.
I'm planning to get something close to my stock soon. So, anyways, Saikot has a question that will Japanese brands take India seriously as a buying power? Will Japanese brands take India seriously as the buying power has increased manifold from where it was 10 years back? So maybe he is a like he and I also had a same motorcycle, that is the FZ25, but unfortunately Yamaha is not serious about uh, few models. They are not bringing a lot of other models from abroad. So I think that was his question. So I think Japanese brands, they are not taking us seriously in some way or the other.
See, it all comes down to sales. Because
Exactly, sales
simple,
figures.
to launch a motorcycle, for an example, if I am the CEO of Yamaha,
Yeah,
and if I want to launch a new motorcycle in India, it could be a 250cc or a 1000cc. Now, what happens is that I have to go through very high level of expense. It is not that I simply send a few motorcycles to India and launch them. No.
correct.
First, I have to train the staff. Okay. So
Yeah,
the staff that are the technicians, others, they have to be trained how to work on a new motorcycle. Next, I have to talk to dealers about what kind of new equipment will they need. For an example, this motorcycle needs some new tools to open some parts. Do they have it? So the dealers have to buy. Are the dealers ready to invest money to buy it? Next, the dealers should be ready to invest into that motorcycle also. If you see, very often a new motorcycle is launched, probably a 250cc and above. Very few dealers will have it. Not every Yamaha showroom.
correct. I went last week for the R3, and they are like, "Oh, we are not having it." So
So, as a CEO, I'll have to convince dealers who have the buying power, investing power to stock my motorcycles. Next, if I am assembling them in India, okay, then it's even bigger headache because then I'll need a new assembly line. If the same
correct.
assembly line in the factory is not able to support that motorcycle, the assembly line will need crores and crores of rupees. If the
It's
same,
not a simple thing as it
yeah,
sounds.
the assembly line is supporting it, fine. But I'll have to train the staff now. I've been to Bajaj factory in Pune,
Okay.
okay, for a tour. I'm very thankful they took me there. So, of course, we were not allowed to film and all of that. They requested not to. It's their private property. So, the number of people working there was so skilled. The motorcycle keeps moving. The frame comes, chuck, 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 they fix a few parts from time. No, they before it moves through the conveyor belt, okay, the assembly line, the motorcycle is built from frame to a complete motorcycle. So the
So
employees
many
can
things happening.
literally, yeah, employees can work with their eyes closed. They know exactly what they're doing. But for them to get trained on a new motorcycle, what will happen is that they have to be pulled off the assembly line for training. Correct? So
Okay.
they
It will
have to go back
disrupt
to
the
classroom.
manufacturing.
Yeah, they have to go back to classroom. They have to stop the manufacturing. So every single thing costs money, 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 money. And this money we're talking about is probably hundreds of crores. Yeah.
So it's not an
So
easy thing at all.
yeah. So now for an example, if Yamaha, India has to spend 100 crores in launching a new 300cc motorcycle. Yeah. After doing all of this, and if the yearly revenue is not even 10 crores,
Exactly.
it's revenue I'm talking about, not profit. So revenue is gross income. So they will not never make the money back. So it's bad for business. That way, they will think I'll send it to countries where they have the buying power.
Correct.
So country, I'll only send commuter motorcycles. I said,
So that's what happening here, actually.
yes.
So we have another question, and this is the last one, I think. Yeah, this is the last question we have for the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, so the question is, it's a very long question. It's from my brother. His name is Harshvardhan Sharma, and the question is, motorcycling culture in India has had a boom with touring gears and modification accessories and whole lot of things with vloggers and so forth in the last decade, and it will grow. But what according to you is the reality of motorcycling culture? This you have already discussed
Yeah.
in like a detail.
Yeah.
Why we are all not talking about trading schools, riding discipline, do's and don'ts? So this riding discipline and do's and don'ts you have already covered. Why we are not emphasizing on safety from the aspect of rising the motorcycles on the streets, and every biker has a camera mounted, doesn't really needs to be right on their path. So this you have already covered that the boom of creators. So
I can answer this question with a perspective. So what he mentioned is that why don't we have training schools? Why aren't people getting trained about how to ride, discipline and all of that? Correct? That's part of the question, correct?
correct. And there's one more part. I didn't finish it. Uh, one moment. Every biker having a camera mounted doesn't really needs to be right on their path. Part if they don't understand that the very essence of motorcycling is to be disciplined, assertive, sensible, and a gentleman. So, yes, he has answered the question. I mean, he's got the answer in the question itself. And this you have already covered in the previous
Yeah.
part of the podcast.
So probably I can answer, why don't
Sure.
we have training schools, and why aren't
Training
people
schools.
getting trained before riding, especially fast motorcycles? This
Exactly.
comes down to one attitude which I'm unhappy about our fellow Indians. That is, we want to do things, okay, new things, but we have a very chalta hai attitude. Arey, chalta hai. What's the problem? Why do we do this? Okay, chalta hai.
Correct.
So, uh, we want to have a hobby, but not get trained for it. Okay. Simple example. Most of the country is cricket fan, right? They can die for cricket. How many people even know how to hold a bat properly? Can they actually take a proper stance?
I don't think so.
What is actually front foot?
Yeah.
Where should the elbow be? They don't know. They'll hold the bat and they go keep going like this. Like,
I
that guy is
get
a
your
big
point.
cricket fan, mad cricket fan. I mean, you're such a mad cricket fan. You could spend some time learning how to at least play front foot defense. No. So people, same attitude is with motorcycling. They want to
Correct.
ride a fast motorcycle. But come on, yaar, I know it. Why do I want to go and learn what is braking? What is cornering? How to learn to fix small things on the motorcycle. No, I want to ride fast. That's all about it. So that attitude of wanting to enjoy something but not learning it formally to some
Correct.
level is the issue, where people do not wish to unlearn, do not wish to relearn. They believe they know everything.
They're very stubborn with whatever they have learned, and they don't want to, change it or
Correct. Correct.
correct.
Same attitude shows in corporates where people cannot unlearn one habit of theirs. And can't relearn, because to unlearn something you have to accept that, okay,
That
what I'm
it's
doing
wrong.
is
Yeah.
not correct, and it hurts their ego.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So I think okay, he had another question.
Right.
This is kind of complex. Why is it that we don't blog about the fact that one does not really promotes the idea of changing the engine oil immediately to Motul or Liquimoli and wait out and try and understand the machine and follow the manual and the priming of the engine method? So yeah, this is a very like a technical question.
Yeah. I believe what he's asking is that why is it promoted that you immediately after buying a motorcycle, after the first service, you start using Liquimoli?
Motul and Liquimoli.
Yeah.
Correct.
See, number one point. Yeah. I have experimented with all kinds of engine oils. On my Yamaha R1, I rode at 250, 280 kilometers per hour with mineral oil, which costs 250 rupees a liter.
Wow.
In my Skoda Superb, I put mineral oil, which costs 250 rupees a liter. Okay. So these engines are not going to get destroyed if you don't put Motul or Liquimoli, which is 1,000, 1,500 rupees a liter. No. But again, it comes down to marketing, right? People say, hey, you put this engine oil and your engine will become smooth. Oh my God, first the engine has to be smooth. Then, if you put some engine oil, probably it will become a little smoother, but you'll not feel it. You'll have to put
Correct.
some, very high-end engineering sensors from the top, put a stethoscope, and then, check the vibrations have reduced. No
Exactly.
person can feel the vibrations reducing after you change the engine oil. It's absolute myth. So nothing wrong in putting high-end engine oils, but it's not going to immediately make a big difference. Having
Correct.
oil is important from a reputed brand. Okay. But having the most expensive oil, high-end oil, no, it's not important unless and until you go, you're doing track racing or something.
Right.
Yes,
something with endurance or maybe something else. So yes, I think that's the end. There's no other questions left for this podcast.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
this was a really engaging podcast, and it felt like it's just 5 minutes we have been speaking to each other.
1 hour, 41 minutes.
So that this is going to be a record breaker, to be honest. So I guess that's all for today's podcast, and this was really a very big opportunity for me uh, to join a podcast with the legend himself.
I mean,
And
legend is a very, very big term. Probably if
yes,
I keep doing the work that I did
correct.
before. If I keep doing it for another 10, 15 years, then call me legend. I'll be very happy.
Yeah, sure, sure,
I'm
sure.
only starting off
And
now.
we will be following your footsteps. So we have like the audience that you have is a very quality audience. It's not about quantity. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of creators. They have a lot of quantity audience, but trust me, 10 quality audience is better than 1,000. You know.
Absolutely.
So this is what I believe in. Everyone who's following, who will be watching this, surely is looking for a quality content. So that's all, and I think you are tired already. It's kind of late at night. So
I, I I work almost 24 hours. So I
and
mean,
it's and it's an honor to get 2 hours of your time, more
thank
than two
you.
hours to be honest. We took a
I
lot of
appreciate.
time to set up everything. So that's all for today, guys. And if you have any questions, you can comment, you can ask, you can DM him. And it was really an honor to host somebody like Vikas Bhai.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
again, in future, we will surely,
Yes,
will join,
absolutely.
and we will make a lot of topics. We will try to, make a lot of videos.
I love
So stay
discussing about
tuned.
controversies. So bring any topic.
I'll be preparing for it for the next one. So that's all for today, everyone. And it was an honor. It was a great one. So take care and see you again in the next video.
Yes. Thank you, buddies. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.